Hello, I'm Connie Gonzalez, Director of Strategy and Community Relations at Brooks. I'm joined by SAISD Superintendent Mr. Pedro Martinez. Pedro, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and I'm so proud that I also serve as an SAISD Foundation board member. So I thank you for the great work that you, your leadership, and your staff are doing. And then again, thank you on behalf of the many people that are watching, the parents that are viewing from home while they're at home with their children, who are of course distance learning. But we all know that this is a bit of a new normal for many of us in our country, and we've never been faced with something like this. And so, can you describe the impact this crisis has had on your schools?
Well, one of the challenges we've always had is we knew that our students had a digital divide. And so what this virus has done is really, really magnified that. It really has shown us, the fact that we have almost just under 49,000 students, and we are in the process of distributing close to 47,000 devices. When you think of those numbers, there's no other district in the country that has that high of a percentage of students needing devices and as well as connectivity. So for us, it's just magnified that challenge. But I'm so proud of the staff, and we have teachers that are reaching out to students. They're doing virtual lesson plans. I know this is a difficult time for parents. I myself have 2 children at home as well. And so I know how, and I know what, the challenges the parents are feeling at home, but I couldn't be prouder of what the staff are doing right now.
Yes, it truly is an unprecedented time, and I'm amazed that SAISD has been able to activate so quickly, even quickly mobilizing to distribute food to families. And so can you tell me about the response you have received about food distribution?
Sure, it's been amazing. We started with 8 sites just the Monday after spring break. We went in a couple of days later we tripled that number within a couple of days. We're now serving more than 10,000 meals a day. Cumulatively, we've served over 160,000 meals.
Yeah.
And it's, again, I'm very proud of the staff. We're following all of the health procedures. We're doing hot meals. Initially, we were required to have children in the car, but now we've gotten waivers from the federal government so that as long as we have, as long as the parent has a birth certificate, has any kind of proof or report card, any proof that that they have a student in the house, we will provide food. And so, like I said, the numbers continue to grow. It's challenging for our families, but we're both doing both sites that are doing a service, but we also have our buses delivering meals also as well.
Great.
So it's been an amazing operation, but it also shows you the need of our community.
Absolutely. And like you mentioned, another hurdle the district faces is the technology gap. You already had a plan that you were working on executing. That plan now had to get executed a little bit early. And so can you talk a little more about some of the resources that are available to the parents and students regarding the technology gap?
Sure. We have been preparing for a one-on-one deployment. We were hoping to have a couple of years to do it. Unfortunately, we've been doing it in a few weeks, but we had been working over the last 2 years on setting up different online content, buying more devices, piloting one-to-one schools across our district. So, and the good news was we had a lot of that work done ahead of time. What we were able to do with the board's approval is we were able to do an emergency purchase of 30,000 Chromebooks. We already had about 17,000 devices on hand. Those were laptops, Chromebooks, and as well as tablets. But we added 30,000 Chromebooks, and so we have been in the process of distributing those devices now to families. And my advice to families is reach out to your school. Schools are the ones that are really delivering the devices, or they're providing the devices. And it's just like a library book. We literally scan them out to the students of that school. And again, we want our families to make sure they tell us. One of the biggest challenges is making sure that we have, updated contact information from parents. So my advice to parents is please call your school, get in touch with them. You can always go to our website to call our general numbers, and we have a lot of assistance also district-wide, but everything is being done through your school. And so we're also buying hotspots, and I will tell you if there's a need I have from the community is just resources for purchasing hotspots. We've already purchased over 2,000 of them. We think we're going to need at least another 2,000 to 3,000. Many families either didn't have access to the internet from the beginning, or because they've lost their job, now don't have access to the internet. And so for me, it's one of the other big things, needs that are being magnified during this period.
And now let's take a step back and give a round of applause to the teachers. The teachers are the heroes in all of this, and they've had to adapt their classrooms to virtual ones overnight. And so what are some of the innovative ways that you have seen teachers staying connected with their students?
You know, I am so proud of our teachers. They have been developing, they were in training all the last 2 weeks. They started reaching out to students last week. Even as of Tuesday, we already have reached out to 70% of our students. And it just shows you, and the classes just started Monday. So it just shows you the amount of work that our teachers are doing. I'm seeing some amazing videos. They're doing FaceTime with their students. I'm seeing PE courses that are being done online. You know, we have a science teacher, Lanier, that was just recognized by the state for her lessons. And so, you know, for us, I think this is going to be a time when our teachers are going to shine. I also think, you know, our teachers miss our children. And so the one thing that I hear a lot about from our teachers, and so they're doing videos. Some of them are music videos that are now being put on YouTube. But our goal is to be very personalized with our children. So know that your children are going to be reached out to by our teachers. We're providing daily lesson plans for families. And the one advice I give families is, you know, don't try to create a school day, you know, from 8 to 4 or 8 to 3:30. That's not what we're asking you to do, but we're providing you enough lessons and academic resources. And by the way, we also have hard packets also that teachers have created for students that families pick up. And so, you know, we're trying to provide as much, you know, academic support for our students during these difficult times. But our teachers are the heroes. I couldn't be more prouder of them.
That's amazing, and it's great. We especially need those to hear those feel-good stories right about now, and how our community members are rising to this challenge during this time. And so you mentioned the parents. I did want to ask about parents who are now having to work and to keep their students engaged at home. Any advice for them?
So, you know, try to have a set schedule. You know, this is my advice for you is, you know, we try to provide lessons, you know, in the morning, and then we try to give enough academic support so children, you know, can have, you know, they can work on math, they can work on reading. We have different applications that our teachers are using. Our teachers are also recording their lessons so that our children can go back. So if your child needs a break, give them a break. This is not like a regular school day. Give them a break, let them come back. And the biggest thing I would tell parents is don't feel like you're alone. You know, reach out to your teacher, reach out to your school. We're here to support you. Our counselors are providing virtual counseling as well. And so know that if your child's having a hard time, if you're having a hard time, you just need to talk to somebody. We're here for you. These are unprecedented times. And so, you know, for all of us, we just have to get through them together.
Sure. And so what else would you say that parents or grandparents, aunts and uncles, or anyone in the community can do right now to support you all, the students and the educators?
You know, the number one thing is just be patient with us and have, you know, be flexible with us, be flexible with your children. You know, try to breathe a bit. Sometimes we get very tense. Yeah. And I know it could be really tense to be at home all day. Your children especially have a lot of energy. God bless them, you know. You know that when they have a lot of energy, that means they're healthy. And that's the number one thing for us to keep in mind is we want everybody to be healthy. So, you know, the main thing we ask for support is just continue to just be patient with us. Reach out to your teachers, reach out to your schools. If you need help, just let us know. You can go to our website, www.saisd.net, SAISD.net. There's multiple resources there to help you, both academic, just information about the virus itself. We even have a tech support team. We have 18 people working from home that are answering phone calls. We get about 1,000 calls a day that they answer questions like about people having trouble with passwords or getting access to a certain application. And so we're here for you. So again, just be patient with us. That's the only thing I ever ask because this is unprecedented for all of us.
Sure, and you continue to be a great model. I mean, you're working from home, like you said, you're being a parent and a teacher and a superintendent for San Antonio ISD, and you're doing a very good job at it. So thank you again to your staff. And is there anything else that you'd like to add?
You know, the last thing I would like to add is, you know, one of the ways that we purchased the Chromebooks is we actually, you know, my board gave me the permission to spend money that we're hoping to get when we hopefully when we take our bond to the voters in November. And so I just want our community just to remember that we are looking to do a bond this November, not without increasing your tax rates. And so we did, the board did give me permission to purchase 30,000 devices on one of the, there'll be 2 ballot questions. One is a technology ballot question. And so we just want our community to know that we just felt we couldn't wait and we needed to act to serve our children. And like I said, the goal is still the same, that we wouldn't increase your tax rate. So again, just wanted to make sure the community knew that.
Absolutely, a necessary decision. Again, thank you, Superintendent Martinez. In addition to the resources that you mentioned, for those that are watching, you can also stay up to date with the latest announcements and resources surrounding the impact of coronavirus on the Brooks platforms. Our website is livebrooks.com, LIVE Brooks.com, and you can also follow and like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Stay safe and healthy. Thank you for tuning in.